I used to think I was a genius. Every time nature called, I answered by watering my beloved plant, recycling right. But one day, something changed. I woke up to a plant staring me dead in the eyes. And before I knew it, the tables turned. That's when I realized something had to change. I will build a urine purifier to end this revenge saga once and for all. Here's the plan. Urine flows into the PP filter, then gets pumped to the zeolite filter, and finally to the active carbon filter. Pure water comes out for the plant. So before I built this thing, I was like, has anyone else done this? And I found this video. Let's move on from that. Mark Roberts says to start with 3D modeling, so let's do that. And there it is. Alright Mark, what's the next step for finding a girlfriend? Okay, back to the purifier. Here's the designing pane, and these are the filter we'll need for the job. Step 1, acquire a PP filter from under the sink. Filter 1 ready. Step 2, active carbon filter, and of course it's stuck behind the fridge. Filter 2 ready. Step 3, I went into the bathroom and found this. I don't even need it. And here is the third filter for no reason. Water filter housing are so expensive these days, so I'm making my own with this DD bottle. Well, after I burn the label, of course. Now that DD is gone, it's time to cut the bottom of the bottle. Psych! With the bottom cut, here's how the PP filter works. Water flows through the outside, traps impurities, and clean water collects in the center. And we'll collect pure water right here. The bottleneck fits perfectly into the filter, so satisfying, isn't it? But here's the issue. The filter is so tall that when I try to add the second bottle, it just doesn't fit. And here I am trying to figure out what should I do. Silicone glue is the answer. I don't know why this glue label looks so familiar. Anyway, I'll cut here and glue it right here. While cutting the bottleneck, I accidentally cut myself a little bit. It was just tomato sauce, so don't ban this video, YouTube. This is much easier, to be honest. And there it is, the bottleneck is cut and ready. Now we'll glue it to the bottom of the second bottle. After razor time again. Alright, the glue is on. Now we just wait for 12 hours. Patience is key, I guess. The glue dried perfectly, the filter's all set, and now it's time to move on to the next step. So for the second filter, we are doing this. Zeolite goes in, the half bottle goes under, water moves from here to here. Time for zeolite. After filling the bottle with zeolite, I realized the pump isn't going to glue to the bottle. You know what? Let's just glue the water pump directly to the cap. But there is an issue. It says for better results, zeolite should be tiny. So let's smash these rocks. Tiny, just like Wikipedia wanted. And now I need something to hold everything together. That works. Engineering is about problem solving. And now it's time to paint. These cutters are such handy tools, and if they get ruined, you can just grab another one. The issue is, zeolite pieces are tiny and can fall out of the bottle, so I turned my old shorts into a filter. This is the third filter. Impure water goes in here and pure water comes out right here. And this is collection container, but we need to cut this part off to fit the filter inside. And time for more sacrifices. Now we realize we have got an error in the first filter. Some urine isn't being purified because the filter is set too high. So let's break it down. After a few minutes of thinking, I made a hole in the bottom of another bottle and pushed the filter inside. This should fix the problem. And now it's time to test the filters. Let's see if they actually work. And here it is. Time for the truth. Awesome, it's working perfectly. Now let's connect them to the table stretcher. We connect the first filter from its cap and the second filter from its base. Here are the first two filters. Now let's get the third one ready. For this, I'm adding a bottle cap to the filter's input so we can inject water through a silicone tube. And here's the result. It's not perfect, but it works. Time to wire up the pumps and get this electronics up and running. We're using this big bottle as the input, but first we need to cut off the upper part. Next, we add the tube to the cap so it can transport urine to the first filter. Here is an explanation. Urine moves to the first filter, then gets pumped to the second and third filter, and finally, the purified water collects in the container. We need to hide this contraption somewhere, so I made two holes in the side of the table to connect the machine with this. And there it is. Now it's time for testing. The input's perfectly transporting urine. Now let's turn on the machine. It's working, but the output isn't what I expected. Yeah, it's not yellow, but it's black. I just hope the plant doesn't mind. I really need some sleep.